Can a woman choose to be a single mother?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Some women even do it all by themselves. They go to a bank.
To me, if you aren't married or anything like that, when you decide that you want to have that baby and you aren't married, you are deciding to be, in essence, a single mom.
No.
Because if you don't, because if you don't want to be a single mom, you can decide not to be a single mom.
What is your purpose on this planet?
Hold on.
Your purpose as a man is to protect and provide your family.
We get that, but that's not the
child
question.
is your family regardless of what you say after she gets pregnant. That is your responsibility. You do not get to negate your role on this planet as a man and as a father. That is not a choice.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got tonight's conversation, man. We got a pretty decent conversation. The question is, do women choose to be single mothers? Now, I say yes, right? That shouldn't even be a question. Most definitely, right? Most definitely. When you're in marriage, that's a different story, right? Because if you're in marriage, number one, y'all have already talked about this. Y'all have already talked about bringing another human being into the world, right? And number two, both of y'all are obligated. Even if y'all aren't even married, y'all are both obligated. However, when you are married, you are obligated because, once again, you got marriage tying you down. When you're not married, you don't have anything tying you down, right? You got a brother on here, man, who I would say essentially is a imp, right? Who wants to make women feel good, who wants to pander to women, right? Just off the strength of what he is saying right here. I mean, you don't even allow the brother to complete his thoughts. You don't even allow the brother to complete his sentence because you're just so gung-ho on trying to sit over here and prove yourself to be right. And the crazy thing is, he's not even responding. He's not even having the right response to the guy that he's cutting off. The guy's sitting here like, hold on, man, bro. Like, you're not even answering the question, bro. That's not even a question. Well, once again, hey, well, I gotta sit over here and put my back. I gotta go ahead and enforce my beta energy. That's all I'm getting from this guy. Let's jump into it.
Can a woman choose to be a single mother?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Some women even do it all by themselves. They go to a bank.
To me, if you aren't married or anything like that, when you decide that you want to have that baby and you aren't married, you are deciding to be, in essence, a single mom.
No.
Because if you don't want to be a single mom, you can decide not to be a single mom.
What is your purpose?
You have different forms of contraception. You have abort, right? You have that. You have condoms. You have birth control. I mean, birth control is the most prominent. I mean, that's what most women use. I mean, the first time I've ever heard of a birth control was in the 8th grade. A girl was telling me about that, and I'm like, okay, I never knew what it meant. Found out that it's to keep you, number one, keep you from being pregnant, right? Number one, to keep you from being pregnant, but a lot of other women use it just so they won't have to keep dealing with that monthly cycle, right? So, I mean, like, once again, we have so many different forms of contraception for women, right? For women. But once again, when you try to bring that up, a lot of them don't want to hear that because, hey, guess what? Well, he should be in his life. He should be here. But once again, that kind of boils down to the man that you pick, right? But once again, this is why they say wed before you lay in bed, right? Get married before you sit over here and lay in bed with a man and have kids. Is that something that everybody does? No. But what you can do is you can always vet, right? Even if it ain't even if it ain't the man that you can see yourself being with, hopefully it's a man that you can say, hey, well, I can see, him being a good father to my child, at least, if something were to happen. But let's go ahead and hear what this beta got to say.
On this planet.
Hold on.
Your purpose as a man is to protect and provide your family.
We get that, but that's not the question.
Child is your family regardless of what you say after she gets pregnant. That is your responsibility. You do not get to negate your role on this planet as a man and as a father. That is not a choice.
He's saying you do not have an option, or you do not get the choice to negate your role as a father. Right, I don't know if he is as worse as Ace Metaphor, or if he is a little bit under Ace Metaphor. But I mean, goddamn, brother, the brother ain't sitting over here saying I'm not trying to be a father. The question was, can a woman can a woman choose to be a single mom? And yes, they do it all the time. Women do it all the time, right? Women do it all the time, right? A lot of your sisters do it all the time. Prime example, this video right here, where this sister said, hey, she wants to be a single mother.
Oh, he finna be cheating or he finna be fucking with somebody else, then that's not the one for you. Right. But what's your end goals? Like, what do y'all want to be? Do you guys want to be somebody's wife? What do you want to be?
Yeah, see, we talk about that all the time on the show. Sometimes I don't really know if I necessarily want to get married.
Do you want to have kids?
I do want to have kids, but I'm not sure if I want to get married.
So why do you, this is my question.
Okay.
Why, do you want to have kids?
Hell no! She always say she don't want to have kids.
I got too much shit to do. But why? Okay, so you don't want to have kids. So okay, you a different story. But you,
Okay.
you want to have kids, but you don't know if you want to get married. So that means that you already gonna be. You're planning to already bring this child into and have a deficit in their life, right?
I mean, I feel like if I find the right person, we could get married. Sometimes I don't really have a lot of faith in
But do you have to
these
find
niggas.
the right person to have the baby?
I do think I have to find the right person to have a kid, but I also feel like I'm in a position where I'm doing things for my own, so I would completely be okay with having to take on that responsibility by myself as far as financial shit go, if I have to.
I don't think that's okay.
I don't think it's okay neither, but I feel like it's the reality of like the
Why?
generation that we live in, because I just feel like that's how most of these niggas are. I do.
No, those are the niggas that you going after. You got to find somebody that's going to.
But I don't really be going after nobody. It be the people that be coming after me. I don't go.
And that's what this guy is pretty much talking about. This guy is simply saying, man, listen, if you're not married, right? Because once again, you are obligated when you're married, right? But if you're not even married, right? You decide to have a child, you chose that lifestyle. You chose that lifestyle. That's all he's saying, right? And then I just showed y'all a video of this sister who sat here and said, you know what, hey, I am cool with being a single mother because I feel like I have all of the funds. I just don't think these men around here working So wouldn't it just common sense? Wouldn't common sense just tell you to just go make sure you find the right man? But no, hey, you see the type of sister she is. You see what she looks like. You see what's on her head. You see the type of sister, once again, she is. She's one of your regular ratchets, right? And she's thinking like that, right? So of course you're gonna have a lot of sisters who have that type of mindset. But once again, that answers this question: can a woman choose to be a single mother? Yes. You just saw it right here. Now, is this brother sitting over here saying, well, you know what, hey, just because she's choosing to be a single mother, hey, that removes me from having to be in that role? No, it doesn't. Right? It doesn't. He's not sitting over here saying because she's choosing to be a single mother, now I can be relieved of my duty as a father. He's just simply answering the question. But like I said, when you have guys who are betas and when you have guys who try to, who can't even come up with an argument and just who are upset and try to pander to women, this is the type of response you're going to get. What you're saying doesn't make any sense. What you're saying doesn't make any sense.
I do not choose that. I do not choose to walk away from my children.
That wasn't the
I do not
question,
choose
Tahoe.
to walk away from my offspring.
I agree with
That's
you.
who I am. It's what I'm here. I don't.
But
this
that wasn't
clothing and cars and all that. You're here to raise your family.
Absolutely. And I agree with you. I became a father at 17. I agree with you 100%. But when we talking about the choice, if a woman solely can make the choice not to become a single mom when she figures out she's pregnant, she's got options, a few of them.
That's a man-made thing.
Hold on. Then she can absolutely choose to be a single mom if she can choose not to be a single mom because she's not married.
So let's go ahead and look at some of the comments here, man, right? So somebody said this is the saddest generation that we live in when it comes to family structure and relationship dynamics. God have mercy on us all for disappointing your plan, right? I mean, Nate, once again, right? You have to attribute it to women who want to say dumb stuff like I just used for an example. The sister who sat up here and said, well, you know what, hey, I am cool with being a single mother. Why are you cool? Why are any women okay with being single mothers? And you are only hearing that from sisters. You're only hearing that from sisters. Now we're gonna take it back even further. When you're talking about 1960s, right? When feminism started. When you're talking about 1960s, when feminism decided to adopt sex liberation, and you have women, right? Because feminism was started by white women. They decided to go ahead and say, hey, yo, sisters, y'all go ahead and come on over here. Y'all come on over here. So now you got black women who are wanting to be single mothers, who want to be single, promiscuous women, right? Who want to go out and go do whatever they want to do and not have to worry about any consequences from the man. right? Any consequences from society, from society itself. That's why the family structure is destroyed today. Once again, men never wanted their roles to change. 1840s, women wanted to be able to work and be able to bring an income in, right? 1960s, right? The second wave feminism. They wanted to sit over here and bring in sex liberation, right? Now you're talking about third wave feminism. You're talking about 1990s and 1980s. Y'all see the type of pandemic we were going through. Y'all see the type of woman that we had then. I mean, it was getting wild. Now you look at feminism today, where you have Amber Rose and slut walk. I mean, people, it doesn't. Come on, right? Come on. Women's role has always changed. Men's roles have never changed. It has always stayed the same. So yes, as she said, God have mercy on us all. So then somebody else says, funny how they are having the same conversation two different ways, right? They're not having the same conversation because obviously one guy is sitting over here answering the question and the other guy is sitting over here saying, well, why are you trying to absolve yourself from accountability? Well, brother, nobody is absolving themselves from accountability, right? But once again, if you need an argument, right? You don't like what a brother is saying, right? When a brother is sitting over here just trying to hold his sister accountable, we always got to sit over here and try to put it back on the man, right? It's just crazy. We always try to put it back on the man. So then she says, two different sets of principles. One on the basis of marriage, another on the basis of character and morality, right? And then on top of that, the guy wasn't even talking about marriage. None of them was talking about marriage, right? The guy that was being interrupted, he was talking about, when he brought up marriage, he was saying anything that's outside of marriage, right? Anything that's outside of marriage. He's not even bringing up marriage. Anything outside of marriage.
Can a woman choose to be a single mother?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Some women even do it all by themselves. They go to a bank.
To me, if you aren't married or anything like that, when you decide that you want to have that baby and you aren't married, you are deciding to be, in essence, a single mom.
This other guy is sitting over here saying, bro, you are a father, right? You are a father. Why are you trying to negate yourself from being a father? And the other guy who's being interrupted, he's not even saying that. So what is this person saying, right? But let's continue. So then, once again, she says, one on the basis of marriage, another on the basis of character and morality. I've never known any woman to get herself pregnant, but I've known plenty of women who made the choice to do what they had to do, right? So she says that I've never known any woman to get herself pregnant, right? So I'm assuming willingly, right? She just wanted to get herself pregnant willingly, right? So I'm also assuming that she's sitting over here saying that, hey, I've never seen a woman who just sat here and just got herself pregnant on her own, right? Even though you got tons of sperm banks and a bunch of women are going to the sperm bank. I mean, but hey, right? That doesn't exist to her. When being abandoned to do so and butchering their bodies was not an option, right? It's always an option. It's always an option. But, right, they're trying to sit over here and say butchering their bodies, right? Abandoned to do so and butchering their bodies. And they're trying to make it seem as if, EAB is bad, right? In a sense it is. But once again, it's still a form of contraception. You can't sit over here and say you don't have that when you do have it, right? And now when people are saying that they do have it, they want to try to make it out to be bad. Well, I shouldn't have to sit over here and butcher my body because of that. Once again, that's not even part of the conversation. But men think it's so easy to make that choice. When doing either can also put our lives at risk. We bear the risk and the burdens. Understand that, right? And it just seems like she's just coming down saying that, hey, we don't have a choice. You do have a choice, right? You will always have a choice when you are pregnant, right? On how you want to take care of it, right? Within the first 2 months. Before you are pregnant, you always have a choice on how to avoid pregnancy. But once again, a lot of you women do not care about that. A lot of you women will sit up here and say, well, you know what, hey, I'm gonna try to avoid myself from accountability as much as I can. Well, ma'am, you keep constantly, downing this guy and you knew he was trash, but hey, guess what? You knew what you had to do before you got pregnant. You had opportunity. No. Well, I didn't want to freaking sit over here, man, and go through that and put my body through that. I could have died if I sat over here, man, and did that. Well, once again, you wouldn't have to be in that position if you just simply sat here and, did what you were supposed to do. Right? Once again, we all make mistakes, but once again, there's no way, man, a lot of these women are just constantly making mistakes to the point where they got to go to the clinic every single time. Stop it. Like, stop it. Some of these women are choosing this lifestyle, right? Not even some, a lot of these women are choosing this lifestyle. So, of course, somebody, right, a man responded to that and says, wait, 97% of child rejections are done for convenience, meaning 97% of y'all who do open up are choosing the wrong guys. The question is, why? That is worth an adult conversation. So here's what a person responded. And she said, what? Your math and your logic is off, right? Of course. So then she says, have you spoken to those 97%, right? This is where you always, oh, what? Have you spoken? I mean, you can sit up here and say, well, you know what? Hey, man, most of your women, most of your black women, 70 to 80% of black women are single mothers. We all know this. But you will have certain sisters will sit over here and say, well, did you talk to those 70 to 80% of those black women? It's always something. Sis, you're picking bad men. Have you been pregnant or had to make the choice? Nah, so hush. So then then another chick says, whenever I hear or read a comment like this, she chose the wrong man, right? Here's where women try to remove themselves from accountability. She says, I wonder what percentage of men are the right choice, and specifically the black communities, right? There's plenty of good men, right? But once again, plenty of good men are the right choice. But hey, once again, sisters rather pick what's convenient for them right then and there. So then she says, if the 60 to 70% of single mothers in the black community, 70 to 80, right, simply choose wrong, what does that say about the percentage of right men in this country? Once again, it says that y'all sisters do not pick the right man. As I said earlier, you are having women who are choosing to be single mothers, right? And they all use the excuse that there aren't good men, right? But once again, we're seeing plenty of women flourishing with good men, right? We're seeing plenty of average women flourishing with good men. But once again, right? A lot, even a lot of your average women don't even want to flourish with good men. But once again, you're going to see a lot more average women flourishing with good men than you would see your celebrities, or than you would see some of these women, man, who are just garbage, right? There are plenty of good guys. You have plenty of good guys in middle school and high school, but guess what? Those guys were overlooked, right? And then some of these brothers are passport bros, are dating outside of the race, and these are the same sisters that will sit up here and say, these same sisters that sat out here and curved them are the same sisters that will sit up here and say, well, where did all the good men go? You curved them, right? Once again, there's always good men. It's just, why don't y'all women ever pick them? Somebody said, I think that's the adult conversation needed, in my honest opinion. It's not all on men, but it's not all on women either. It's collective and now cultural problem. Once again, sisters can never be held accountable. It's either we are both wrong or the sister is right. But it's never the sister's wrong. And this is what I'm saying. We have to change this shit in the community. We have to change this shit in the community, because once again, you continue to have sisters like this, man. You're going to continue to have sisters who are asking to be single mothers by choice, right? By choice, right? Now, I bet you this woman, right? That video I just showed you, I bet you that sister sat up here and said, well, you know what? Hey, I done went through this, I done went through that with this man, I didn't choose to be a single mother. A lot of your sisters will sit up here and say, well, she didn't choose that. Well, where was the man at? Well, where's this? Well, where's that? But once again, this is the same woman who said she didn't need a man, right? This sister was the same woman that said she didn't need a man. But once again, she's turning around and saying, hey, well, you know what? I'm cool with having a child. The only time I need a man is just for him to give me a seed. But once again, somehow it's still the man's fault, even if the woman chooses to be a single mother, right? That woman sat here and said, hey, I want to be a single mother because I have the funds. Let's just say she actually go through with that. Once again, we will always try to crucify the man. Well, you supposed to be there. Well, you this. Well, you that. But you will never win with sisters, man. You will never win. Y'all do me a huge favor, man. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, leave me a subscribe.